All right, so today we got everybody here, seeing as everyone here is either in the fire service, related to, married to, or has somebody that they love in the fire service. I figured we could talk about something that kind of affects us all. It's cardiovascular disease in firefighters. So to go with something generic, to give us an example, we've got Bob. Bob seems like a happy guy, pretty good, active member in his community, father of two beautiful children. Unfortunately, one day Bob became a statistic. This is because Bob had a heart attack. Now, the leading cause between the heart attacks is from underlying cardiovascular disease. And basically, that's anything that deals with the structures of the heart, the blood vessels, or any other underlying problems. Now, according to a research study that was done at the University of Arizona on NFPA.org, the National Fire Protection Research Foundation, approximately 44% of line of duty deaths are from sudden cardiac deaths. And these sudden cardiac deaths are due to underlying cardiovascular disease. And in this speech, I'm going to cover what I found to be probably the most relevant topics, which are going to be the firefighters' diet, their exercise, or really, we're going to see lack thereof, and their laughable sleeping habits. So again, those three categories we're going to look into is their diet, exercise or lack of, and their sleeping habits. First, we're going to look into their diet. According to Hoffman, in his study that was conducted in 2012, approximately 41% of firefighters were found to be obese. Aside from that, an additional 35% were found to be overweight. That might be a little hard to imagine because firefighters are often depicted as strong, fit, in shape. We've all seen firefighter calendars. They don't look overweight. But sadly, that's not what everyone's like. Because another part of a study actually found that, and this was published in Fire Rescue magazine, less than 10% of firefighters exercise regularly, have healthy diets, and have optimal body weights. So basically, firefighters' diet, and again, this is going to be firerescue1.com, a study from the University of Texas's School of Public Health in Houston. Firefighters get most of their daily calories from chicken, turkey, alcohol while off duty, and white flour. And another part of the study conducted said that the number one vegetable in firehouses was potatoes. Now, none of this sounds exactly like what's recommended to be a healthy diet, so we can see why that 45% is found to be obese. Now, the other factor with the diet is that human body is meant to eat at certain times. Well, that's a problem for firefighters because a lot of times we sit down, beautiful meal, steak and potatoes right in front of us, and we get a call. So that leads to poor digestion and that excess weight you see around the midline of those obese firefighters. So next, diet's one thing, but proper diet and exercise is how you live a healthy lifestyle, right? Like we said, less than 10% exercise regularly and have healthy diets. Well, a lot of this happens because a lot of departments, according to the Exercise Science Laboratory at Texas A&M University, many fire departments don't require any physical activity and do not have any fitness requirements. Sounds a little crazy, military does. You would think as a paramilitary organization, fire departments would. Not the case. Such as my case, Corpus Christi Fire Department, we have requirements that are needed to be met in the academy, but outside of the academy, those disappear. So, not only is their diet poor, but the lack of exercise adds to it. Now we're going to get to probably the most important factor, sleep. Diet and exercise affect a lot of good things, but the lack of sleep is where we actually, and there we can see the 10%, and our poor diet. And now we're going to get into sleep. Basically, we can do a lot of damage to the body, but sleep is where we repair it. And this is where firefighters go wrong because we have no choice but to answer calls no matter what time. takes approximately 90 minutes to get into REM sleep, and this cycle can be constantly interrupted. Therefore, our body is not getting the repair that it needs, and all this contributes to the factors of cardiovascular disease in firefighters. Stop it.